At this time, we would like to welcome the 3rd Armored Brigade Combat Team's Commander and Command Sergeant Major, Colonel Cloutier, and Command Sergeant Major Oliver, field grade officers, Command Sergeants Majors, distinguished guests, friends, and family. Today, Command Sergeant Major Derrick Braud will relinquish responsibility of the 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion to Command Sergeant Major Joe Medrano. The host for today's ceremony is the Battalion Commander of the 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Jeremiah J. Willis. The Commander of Troops for today's ceremony is the Sapper Steel Operations Sergeant Major Joseph Eagle. The company standing before you from left to right are the Headquarters and Headquarters Company led by First Sergeant Jonathan Stevenson, Alpha Company led by First Sergeant Edward Ronquillo, Bravo Company led by First Sergeant Harold Butler, Charles Company, led by First Sergeant Brian Lewis, Delta Company, led by First Sergeant Paul Williams, and Emerald Company, led by First Sergeant Tony Stubbleby. At this time, Sergeant Camilla Guerra from Delta Company, the Battalion Brigade NCO of the Quarter, is presenting Mrs. Bailey Battalion Point in lieu of the red roses. Red is the color of the heart, and reflects the love and concern Mrs. Braud has shown to the Sapper Steel Battalion and their fellow families. Accompanying Mrs. Braud is their daughter, RL. Sergeant Guerra is also presenting her with the battalion point. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for today's invocation given by the 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion Chaplain Eric Reynolds.
With an humble heart, to invoke your loving heart for a divine blessing over this ceremony and over this battalion. These soldiers have answered the call to serve and make the ultimate sacrifice when called upon. This is why I ask you to keep them safe and to protect and to guide their families. You, O Lord, knows how important it is to have good leaders who embrace duty, honor, and integrity, whose shoulders would not buckle under the weight of wearing the mantle of leadership, but who would stand at the helm of courage. Command Sergeant Major Braud has been that man. His quiet disposition speaks volume. Your word says to be slow to speak and quick to listen. You have blessed him with great analytical intellect, and we thank you for it. Continue to bless him and his family as he moves to his next assignment. Father, we ask also that you be with Command Sergeant Major Medrano and his family as he take the reins of leadership of 2EEB. Give him wisdom and innovative ideas to build on the previous success, yet pave new roads. Give him and his family the strength they will need to walk this path. All these things we do ask in your son's name. Amen.
Please be seated. The history of the non-commissioned officer dates as far back as the Roman legions. They were referred to as legionnaires and were responsible for the discipline and training of Roman soldiers. During the days of the Revolution, it was evident that the Continental Army lacked discipline and training. Baron Act and his regulations for the order and discipline of the troops of the United States, referred to as the Blue Book. Von Steuben wrote, "The discipline taken, and preferring none to that trust, but those who by merit and good conduct are entitled to it. Honesty, sobriety, and a remarkable attention to every point of duty, with neatness in their dress, are indispensable prerequisites. A spirit to command respect and obedience from the men, an expertness in performing every part, and an ability to teach it are also absolutely necessary. Nor can a sergeant or a corporal be said to be qualified who does not write and read in a tolerable manner." Through the years of the non-commissioned officer has continued to evolve from the pre-revolution period to the role as it exists today. Our two basic responsibilities remain the same: accomplishment of the mission and the welfare of our soldiers.
Attention! Detachment! Center! Move! position. Reset! Reset! Gotcha. Reset. On.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Order! Order!
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Willis and Command Sergeant Major Medrano will now join Command Sergeant Major Braud for the passing of the colors. The passing of the colors is significant in many ways. The history, tradition, and accomplishments of 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion are embodied in these colors. And with the transfer, the unit legacy is passed. Historically, the colors served around the point of which the soldiers of the organization rallied as they moved forward in battle. The colors have traditionally been at the side of the commander and were carried forward even when the commander fell in combat. And as with the tradition, the Command Sergeant Major is entrusted as the keeper of the colors. All others within the organization might perish, but the colors live on forever. And so, with the passing of the colors, goes the transfer of the responsibility for the accomplishment of the mission and the welfare of the soldiers. The passing of the colors from Command Sergeant Major Braud to Lieutenant Colonel Willis represents the relinquishment of his duties and responsibilities as the Command Sergeant Major of 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion. Lieutenant Colonel Willis will pass the colors to Command Sergeant Major Medrano, charging him with those same duties and responsibilities as the new 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion Command Sergeant Major. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the commander of the 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Jeremiah J. Willis.
Colonel Cloutier, Command Sergeant Major Oliver, Command Sergeant Major Braud, Command Sergeant Major Medrano, fellow commanders, distinguished guests, friends, and families. Welcome to today's ceremony, and thank you for attending the 2nd Engineer Battalion's Change of Responsibility. Today is a great day for the Sapper Steel Battalion. Command Sergeant Major Braud has handed over responsibility of the battalion to Command Sergeant Major Joe Medrano. This great ceremony in the history of the Sergeant Major extends back to the earliest days of the United States of the Army. In 1778, General Washington appointed Frederick Van Steuben as the Continental Army IG with the task of improving tactics, regulation, and discipline within the junior army. One of the first positions mentioned in the famous Blue Book was the defined role of the Sergeant Major. He noted that the Sergeant Major must pay great attention to their non-commissioned officers' conduct and behavior. Additionally, they must be well-versed in management, tactics, and discipline of the regiment. All of this history perfectly defines the role Sergeant Major Braud has filled for the last 2+ years as the Command Sergeant Major of the Sapper Steel Battalion. His background is about as diverse as the Brigade Enabler Battalion, but he has used his strong leadership attributes to successfully lead the battalion through an NTC rotation, Korea rotation, numerous field exercises in support of the Bulldog Brigade. These key events may seem routine to many in the audience that are unfamiliar with the Brigade Engineer Battalion, but he has a unique role as a senior non-commissioned officer in an organization with over 20 MOSs and about 100 different mission sets that are required to enable the brigade to operate successfully. It was his job to ensure every soldier, NCO, and in many cases officers, were executing their assigned tasks within the battalion. Sergeant Major Braud, from the first day we met in Korea, you have been the consummate professional in what I always envisioned a Command Sergeant Major was to an organization. You ensured our great team of soldiers and NCOs were the best prepared and most professional in the brigade. I also enjoyed the fact that you had no issue driving the 6-hour round trips twice a week to Camp Humphreys. I will not say goodbye, but good luck, since you are only moving parking spots to the other side of the building and going upstairs. As most of you all know, Sergeant Major Braud has been chosen as the next Bulldog Brigade Command Sergeant Major, and we will all be standing or sitting at this exact same spot next Thursday when he takes responsibility of the brigade. Joining the Sapper Steel Battalion is Command Sergeant Major Joe Medrano, his wife Alyssa, and kids Gabriel, Danielle, Yahitsa, and Dominic, who are all still currently at Fort Hood. Sergeant Major Medrano is not new to Fort Bliss, having served here in the division in the past. He comes highly regarded from 3 Corps headquarters, where he was keeping a lot of senior officers in line. Sergeant Major, you are joining the Bulldog and Sapper team at the perfect time. The unit has completed its reset from last year's deployment to Korea and have begun to pick up the pace with many months of hard, challenging training to look forward to. I look forward to executing our mission as an enabler battalion with you. Iron Soldiers, Bulldog, Sapper Steel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former Command Sergeant Major Derrick Braud.
Colonel Cloutier, Sergeant Major Oliver, Commanders, fellow Sergeants Major, distinguished guests and family, thank you for attending today's Change of Responsibility. First, I want to thank the soldiers and leaders of the 2nd Brigade Engineer Battalion. Without their hard work and dedication, this organization would not have been successful over the last 30 months. Let's give them a round of applause. Colonel Cloutier and Sergeant Major Oliver, thank you for the opportunity to help lead this battalion over the last couple of years. Your leadership, guidance, and mentorship has been invaluable to both myself and the battalion. I've had the privilege of working with 2 fine engineer officers for the last couple of years. Lieutenant Colonel Loftus and Lieutenant Colonel Willis have been great battle buddies. Your leadership styles were very different, but both were effective leaders and what the battalion needed to accomplish its mission. Colonel Willis, thank you for your leadership during the challenging transitions as the battalion returned from Korea, reintegrated soldiers and equipment, moved motor pools, and prepared for gunnery. I know the battalion will continue to improve and excel with you as the commander. Nicole, thanks for the energy you've added to the FRG. It will pay even greater dividends in the future as the battalion spends more time away from home. Sergeant Major Engel, excellent job as always preparing for this event. Your knowledge and experience have already paid dividends for the battalion and will continue to do so. That is until we fire you so you can go lead your own battalion. To all of the company command teams, especially the first sergeants that have led during my time as Sergeant Major, thank you for your hard work and dedication. Your long hours focused on readiness and training have enabled your soldiers to get after training and keep constantly improving. Keep leaning forward in the foxhole and pushing your companies to exceed the standard. But don't forget to take time to care for yourselves and your families. The battalion needs you at your best. Without the often unseen and unappreciated work of the staff, the battalion would have a hard time synchronizing all of the things it has to do for the brigade. To all of the ops sergeants, iron majors, hardworking captains and lieutenants, and soldiers that have made the battalion run, thanks for your efforts. To all of the soldiers of 2BB, I'm constantly impressed by the work you do. Like Colonel Willis alluded to, the open secret to those who have served in a BEB is that it is more of an enabler battalion than an engineer battalion. The brigade would be hard pressed to accomplish its mission without the work of the soldiers standing in front of you. The engineers and Alpha and Bravo companies keep the Bulldogs moving towards the enemy. They open breach lanes, bridge gaps, recon and clear routes, and breach bunker doors. They also dig the protective obstacles and positions that help protect the brigade from attack. And by the way, they also accomplish unique missions like integrating smoke generating systems into the brigade. The brigade cannot talk without the work of the signal leaders in Charlie Company. They constantly work in small, independent teams that cross-train so that they can keep the brigade talking with everything from radios to satellite communications. And oh, by the way, they can kill the enemy too. During the last NTC rotation, one of their retrans sites destroyed an enemy tank. Well, that's not the preferred method. I'd rather they didn't find you at all. The expectation is that you keep them during the next NTC rotation, and if they find you, kill them. I'd like to tell you what Delta Company does, but it's a secret. What I can tell you is that without their work, the commander couldn't see the enemy or know what the bad guys plan to do. Without their collection and analysis, the brigade would have a hard time getting to the right place and the right time on the battlefield. The soldiers and leaders at HHC coordinate all of this across the battlefield while protecting themselves, supporting the battalion's readiness, and oh, by the way, also providing the brigade the ability to detect and react to chemical, biological, and radiation hazards. And last but not least, without the efforts of Echo Company, none of the battalion's vehicles would run. Their tireless efforts to keep our vehicles and equipment in the fight are invaluable. Lastly, I want to thank Kim, Xavier, and Arel. Without your support, the long hours, early mornings, late nights, and unexpected deployments I've had, I would not be able to support these great soldiers. I love you. Sergeant Major Medrano, you are the right guy for the job. Your knowledge and experience will help the most decorated BEB in the Army continue to improve. Finally, to all the soldiers, NCOs, and officers that have served in the 2nd Engineers during my time as your Sergeant Major, thanks. Iron Soldiers, Bulldogs, Cyber Steel 7, signing off the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new Command Sergeant Major Joe Medrano.
Good morning, Colonel Cloutier, Command Sergeant Major Oliver, fellow commanders, fellow Command Sergeant Majors, distinguished guests, families and friends of Sapper Steel, and Class 68. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to share it with Command Sergeant Major Braud and myself. I would like to first thank God for giving me the health and providing me the spiritual guidance to move forward in my path. Secondly, my family, who could not be here. They're currently at Hood, but hopefully they'll get here in the summer. Without their support and love, I would not be the soldier I am today. I am humbled by this opportunity to continue to support and serve alongside the #1 resource we have. So thank you all, Iron Soldiers, Bulldog, Sapper Steel, 7 on the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Iron Soldier March and the Army Song. You can find the words to the Iron Soldier March and Army Song in your program.
Always ready for peace we strive. Iron soldiers, hold iron sides. March along, sing a song. We're the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proud of our name. First and rifle, right and run all the right until the end. We're the army and rolling on. Bring it high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Gather up and cadence out of strong. Wherever we go, you will always know that the army is rolling along.
Command Sergeant Major, this concludes today's ceremony.
Take charge, Sergeant Major.
First Sergeant, take charge of your unit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the second